I were to be completely honest, I'm actually a freaking villain. I'm actually a pretty evil person in person. Yes, I said person in the same sentence twice. I mean, if you just look at my my resume, I mean, I'm a pretty evil person. I mean, I didn't write it down here, but I've actually helped like an old lady cross the road, and you know, I've worked for several charities. I mean, that's how kind of an evil person I am. You know, I called someone smelly, and they laughed at me, and it was out of like fun though. I mean, it wasn't just like actual bullying. I mean, but I did just call like some girl like ugly. She found that funny. I just say some racist stuff. You know, is that evil enough? Is racism evil? But if you guys thought that was pretty evil, you're kind of wrong. You guys have never met the super villains in my program. Some guys don't know I'm actually a college student, and if it doesn't bring any red flags here, I'm in a game development program. And for those of you who like kind of like know, I mean, or at least for like where I'm at, like game dev attracts like the worst kinds of people into the program, and it's really awful just to deal with these kinds of people. You would obviously expect like, there's no way. I mean, obviously we're gonna be expecting like nerds and stuff. I mean, that is true, but you guys don't even realize that like the Redditor Discord moderator stereotype is it's actually a real thing. Even I couldn't like believe that people would actually not shower, smell so badly, and a bunch of other like weird stuff that even I wouldn't imagine. Like there's a lot of like weird people, you know, and as an evil person myself, I mean, obviously I'm out of like the leaderboards, you know. I mean, these guys just make me look like a saint at this point. I mean, I would never thought I was like not the most evil person ever, you know. But I guess I was wrong. There are evil people. It's not just like the stereotypes as well. Like if you imagine like any horrible person ever, like that person would come to real life in my program. And there's also like straight up like criminals in the program, like, and how did I last this long? I don't know, but I had to deal with like just some awful people, man. Like I just like pray that like summer vacation like just starts any second, because like I don't want to deal with these people. Like it was awful. If there ever was no like summer vacation, it was like classes like all year long, I would actually just go insane. That program is more like an insane asylum, like, or at least for normal people. But like there's like everyone is like in different shapes, like stand users, you know, like, and then like yeah, and then the same logic applies, you know, like stand users are like kind of like attracted to each other, that kind of ordeal. Like eventually they'll meet and somehow be connected one way or another, because that's literally what it is. You can at least start with like the bare minimum kind of like ordeal, you know, just like, you know, just like, you know, make things a little bit more a little bit easy, you know. Let me think on top of my head, like oh, okay. So there's this kid that like showed up the last 2 weeks of the labs. My program has like their own like specific room, or their own specific labs, so that like the students can use. So like this full computer and stuff. Like this kid like showed up like in the last 2 weeks. Like I've never seen this kid ever before. But we call him the gay kid. Okay, I know. I have not uploaded like a video like for like what 6-7 months, and the first thing I'm talking about is making fun of like gay people. But like, first thing, okay, if you were there in person, you would understand on how this person would sound, and second thing, you would understand a little bit later. Okay, just let me cook for 1 second, okay? So this, I'll just call him just kid for now, okay? So this kid, yes, just showed up randomly for like the last 2 weeks of the labs. I mean, I'm usually there like every day just to do work and stuff, or just to fool around. But he was like extremely loud. I don't even know. I was like, bro, can you please keep it down, please? Like I'm trying to do my work, but he's like, I can't even like mock. I can't even do it. I can't even try to copy his voice because I don't even know like how to do like a voice like that. But it's like I'm talking to a friend right now. And someone's like, yeah, could you at least like take it to like the hallways, or could you just like whisper? I guess like. He just like completely ignores me. It's like, okay, I just got like I literally got mogged. I got mogged by a gay person. Dude, that's quite literally like the biggest L ever I've ever taken like this year. That like I literally just got mogged by a gay person. Like, how could someone get back to that? And he kept on like yelling a lot, or at least I don't know. It seems like that's like his normal level of voice. But yeah, he's like a really loud person. And then like after that, like ever since that like that day, like I first saw this kid, and it kept him like being too loud. Like he's always like loud. He's always like yelling to like across the room to like the personal assistants, the PAs that we have in the labs. He's like yelling across the room like for the PAs, like, hey, I need your help. Oh, thanks, it worked. And it's like, oh, this still doesn't work. It's like, could you at least like, you know, maybe like raise your hand? Or it's like, you know, some people don't wanna hear someone like being loud and like trying to like scream at someone across the room, you know? I mean, it's a public area. Maybe if like the room was like empty, whatnot, or it's like barely empty. I mean, I've heard from my friend Mark. Don't know him. Like that's what the guy I was talking about like the first episode. I was talking about like M. I will get to her eventually, cause like I will be mentioning her a bit later. But Mark actually met this kid. Well, it was like he was hanging out like a classroom, cause like he showed up really early to like class one day to like say like to visit like a professor there, cause he needs to ask like questions, cause like we were doing like a main project and there's like some questions that were not answered, and so like the second person to come into that class was the kid, and the class was empty, by the way. It was like completely empty. It was just him and Mark. And guess where he sat? This kid decides to sit next to Mark out of all of other seats for some reason. I don't know why, but directly just like next to him is like, what the heck is you know, out of all like what 50 seats in that classroom, he could have just picked like anyone like not like near him, because like they both don't know each other. It's like the first time meeting, and then all of a sudden like this the kid starts asking a bunch of weird questions. I don't remember what it was, but I remember like the finale was like, are you supposed to be here? And he's like, well, no, cause like there was a class that wasn't ours first at like 8 o'clock, and then it was the professor he was looking for at like 11, and he showed up like I don't know why he showed up really early. Like he could have just like, you know, waited, I guess. But and he's like, since like he said like, oh, he's not supposed to be there. He's like, no. He started like freaking out. I was like, they're not supposed to be here. He's like, bro, can you like chill out? he struck out like a panic attack. He's like, bro, this guy's actually a criminal. You're not supposed to be here. You're not supposed to be here. And then like when like the kids' class started, he literally like snitched on the professor, but luckily the professor's actually a cool guy. His name is Antonio, the first year professor. Like he's a cool professor, I would say. And so he's like, man, you can chill here, because he recognizes Mark, obviously, because like he taught like basically everyone in first year, because like he basically knows everyone there. So like, yeah, he can chill. And he's like, what? But he's not speaking here. He's like, I'll allow it. And he's like freaking like pouting. He's like stomping on his feet. He's like, This kid was not having it. Nothing happened afterwards. Well, I'll try to tell you like why we call him like gay, or at least what everyone calls him gay, including me. I won't like hide it, whatnot, because like it's what seems like it, because like it's actually kind of like disgusting, but this kid actually like moons people, like, and for guys who don't know, like, you know, just it's showing your like your bum at like people. That's like kind of like the basic definition of mooning. Like when you go to the bathroom and he's there like doing his business there, he's putting his pants all the way down just to do his business, you know. And it is like a horrifying sight to imagine. Like I'm sorry for like to put this in your visual, but it's what he does. Like he's like trying to like snipe at the urinal. Like this kid is like aiming like a urinal like a meter away while like his pants is like fully down. Like I had my friend Jason told me that. It's like, oh, one time I was in the bathroom and like that kid was there. He had his pants all the way down and he's like trying to like piss through the urinal like at like 2 meters away. It's like, what the heck? There's no way. So I kind of like forgot about it, but then I was at the bathroom one time. Like I was just like, you know, I just came back from bubble tea. I'm at the labs now. I'm gonna like use the bathroom now and refill my water bottle because like the water fountain's like next to the bathroom. So did that, went to the bathroom, and then I saw it. It's the sniper. I was like, what college student like pulls their pants all the way down? You gotta be like a big baby to do that, and like especially like trying to like at that point you may as well use the toilet instead. You don't need to like moon people in the bathroom. I don't know if this kid like trying to like I don't know, but like this kid sounds not real. This is the most unreal person ever. If I ever like say this to like someone on a normal conversation, like they wouldn't believe it. They would say like, this is not a real person. Even I like don't believe this person's real. Like this kid is not real. This is just like a part of my imagination. But no, like he does this. That's why we call him that. Cause like not only like he sounds like that, but he kind of like moons people as well. Or like kind of like flashes people, I would say. I feel like the better definition would be like flashing. But apologies if that were to offend people by that, you know. I mean, obviously there's still some good people, good gay people, I would say. I mean, obviously I've already talked about Olivia. It's just that this guy's bringing a negative rep without even realizing. I don't think this guy even realizes that no one does this. Yeah, honestly, that guy is just a huge mystery. He's just too loud, obnoxious. Just really that, I guess. From now on, I just plan on using like the bathroom like across like the building. Just go to like the next building, just use the bathroom, just so I don't get like the off chance of getting mooned on. There's something that like people will kind of know. It would be let's call this guy like the boss, because that's who he thinks he is, or like the main character. We'll call him the boss, because he thinks he's the boss of everyone. I mean, like I'm not sure what with, like I feel like this guy is like has like huge main character syndrome. I feel like he's like the boss of everyone. My section and I had to deal with him for one of our classes. Ours was like merged with like another section. We had the boss there. Our section was like known as the loud section. Like we're like pretty loud people there. This guy would be the only person to always tell like everyone to like, you know, be quiet, shut up. Like he wants to put like authority on himself. Of course, I mean, obviously it's a fair judgment and whatnot, but obviously we're like loud. Of course, you need to tell people that are loud to like be quiet, and then we respect that. Remember this later on, okay? So I mean, I'll get to like a bit of a nonsense like about like him being a main character, whatnot. Like, cause like I never really like talk to him. So like I always avoid confrontation with this guy, because he doesn't seem like him and I would like be like cool, you know. Like from the sounds of it, this just sounds like he's just finding a lot of like delusion in his head. Like he truly does think he's like the big boss. If I had like any specific examples, I kind of would, but like I kind of don't remember, unfortunately, or at least I just never really seen it. But like he always like asserts like he's like the boss. But you know, like after like all of that, like him just telling people to like be quiet and stuff in my section, he puts like some delusion that he literally genuinely thinks my sections are afraid of him for some reason, just because we respected him, his wish for us to like be quiet. And like, yeah, he literally just said like, hey, can you guys like be quiet? I was like, okay, sure. Huh, these guys were afraid of me. Ho ho ho. That's not how that works. Like I don't even know where that came from. Oh, oh, these guys didn't even like stand up for themselves. These guys are afraid of me. But if I'm gonna be honest, I am kind of like afraid of him because he smells. That's why. I don't want to go near smelly people. So, but I don't think anyone is afraid of him because he's like short. If I recall, I'm like 5'8". And that's like like a pretty short person. I'm not sure if your definition is short, but for me, I'm like pretty short compared to like my high school friends. Him being like shorter than me, it's like, I mean, not only like height wise, but it's also like personality wise as well. And it kind of acts like a doofus and acts like a huge nerd. Yeah, I mean, well, not just like a nerd. He more acts like a teacher's pet, whatnot. Like he's always into like the teacher's favorite. When the professor says something he likes, he's like, oh, I like that too. Like, oh, and I'm like, I don't even know what the heck you guys are talking about. This guy is always into like trying to get like the professor's favorite, but it's like, we're just only respecting your wish, man. We're not like you're not like an emperor. We're like the slaves here. We're just like, you told us to be quiet, and we're like, okay, well, be quiet, cause like A, like class is starting, and B, we're not listening. It's like, it's a fair thing to say. But you know what they say? I mean, there's always a bigger nerd. And we got like a huge nerd back from last year, but thankfully he kind of like dropped out. So we don't really need to deal with this guy. But if we were, oh, it would have been like such a headache, man. This guy would just not shut the heck up. Like this guy is actually like the embodiment of being a nerd. Like if you imagine like the actually, what am I calculating? That's literally him. That's literally the guy. Like, that's literally what he sounds like. But he's also, like, very loud as well. Like, even, like, if you're, like, a one-on-one conversation, like, he's, like, blasting your ears without even needing to use, like, a microphone and speaker. Like, this guy is, like, super loud. But, you know, with, like, when it comes to loud people, they're also really annoying. Like, the same as, like, the boss, you know? I mean, he's always trying to get, like, the teacher's favorite, except for it doesn't even work for him. Because, like, he says the most, like, dumbest crap ever. Because it's just usually him, like, correcting the professor or just, like, saying something super irrelevant. Saying, like, actually, professor, you got this wrong. Also, by the way, make sure you use Linux, because Linux is actually better. This guy's always advertising Linux, by the way. So this guy's like, was like the Linux kid. It's like, guys, you guys gotta use Linux. Linux is actually better. It's open source. It's Linux. It's like, yes, I get it. Prefer to use the old, or the old Windows, you know? Like, every time, like, this guy, like, raises his hand, like, he has to say the most irrelevant thing ever in class. It's like, some of the things are, like, drilled to my brain when he, like, talks. Like, he's, like, somehow, like, I'm not sure, I forgot, like, what lesson it was, but, like, somehow, like, something, like, with, like, a coding class, like, we did with, like, Antonio, like, somehow to, like, relate with, like, murder drones, or with, like, Digital Circus, like, oh, this is, like, a Digital Circus reference, or this is, like, something glitch production. Like, somebody's gonna, like, reference that. It's like, oh, this, it's the same way as, like, oh, it's a JoJo reference, but no, it's a glitch production reference. Okay, I remember the one time, he actually did stop class to, like, announce that, like, I don't remember which it was, but I think it was Digital Circus. I think he, like, announced that, like, guys, like, Digital Circus is fully getting, like, I don't remember what it was, but I think it was, like, getting, like, a series, or it's, like, it's definitely Murder Drones. Like, oh, the final episode of Murder Drones has been released. Like, we shut the freak up, we're in class. We don't need to know about that. I remember the one time, our Antonio was, like, teaches number sequences, and, like, it's about to have to do, like, something with Rot 13, or, like, all the coders out there, you probably would know. But, he's like, okay, the Fibonacci sequence, let's go, what are the first numbers, okay, and then the second number, raise his hand, and it starts with, like, normal, and then, like, when he raises his hand, it's like, oh, 13, 21, 34, 56, 89, 144, he's like, starts naming the entire sequence, and it's like, wow, you must be fun at parties. That's, like, the funniest roast that, like, Antonio did. And that was, like, the most passive-aggressive he's ever been. Because, like, he's like, a nice guy. He's never been, like... He's a chill person, regardless of everything. Maybe an old person, but he's chill. Like, the only thing he cares is about, like, people paying attention to his class, and that's basically it. But other than that, he's, like, a chill person. That's, like, the most aggressive I've ever seen. There's, like, still, like, couple of problems with this guy. I mean, you know, from, like, heard from, like, group work and stuff. I know my friend Jordan was, like, working with this with the kid. She had to be in like the same group as him, and this guy was like giving her like such a huge problem. Like he would not talk. He would like not say things like, "Huh? What am I doing again?" You know, like she just posted it. It's like, dude, just read the messages. But even so, he would still not like follow instruction. Because like, I remember like Dawson, our friend, like was also in her group as well, and he had like he was doing his role with like the work. Is like, okay, I've done this, and then the nerd was like, oh, I've done this too. And it's literally the exact same thing. Like he just copy and pasted everything, and then said like, oh, it's mine now, and hey, I did it. It's like, what? That I literally just did that. Like, oh no, actually, mine's actually better because it's mine and I made it. Like this guy is like plagiarizes. You know, for the guy who acts like a really big nerd, I mean, he plagiarizes. Like, what the heck? And it's actually like the most messed up thing. I mean, he didn't got caught, whatnot. Well, I think he got in trouble. I think, but I'm not really sure what happened after. But at least he kind of like dropped out. But like the marks were lowered because like he didn't really even do much in the group, as far as I've heard. So it actually kind of sucked. I would have actually like freaked out if he wasn't like in my group. I would actually punch this kid. It was the same group as like, it was the same group work as in episode 1 where I had to deal with M, and unfortunately Mark was there to like deal with everyone else's crap. Thankfully, he's gone, so no one has to deal with him. It's really unfortunate he was put into like your group, and it could have been anyone else's that really didn't really like matter that much. I mean, obviously everyone does matter, but like for those who were definitely gonna make it to like next year, yes, it should be all the comic relief characters out of the way. I mean, the people that didn't really like do much, but kind of like impacted people in in a negative way. Like I kind of like started from least worst to worst. Like I mean, that's how I've structured my topics. Those were like the not bad people. Thing as of now, let's go to like really weird people. So remember that fat kid, the fat guy I was talking about like the last episode. For those who don't know, like in last episode, you guys don't need to like watch it. I'm gonna like kind of like give like a summary. So like I was in a friend group of fat guy, Olivia, and some trans person, and the fat guy turned out to be a massive creep. He really wanted Olivia so badly, but unfortunately that kind of didn't work out because his strategy was just to be a massive creep. But yeah, we're gonna talk about that guy again because like I kind of left out a little bit of like extra detail because I feel like they weren't like that necessary, but there's also like some news. I should mention, but like before I forget, like I remember literally the first time I've met him since after like summer vacation of like last year. Like we didn't even like spoke at all throughout the entire summer of last year. What the heck is this siren doing? This guy's actually schizo. So I've not spoken to him since like the entirety of summer, where he was like trying to like plan things out with like Olivia, and it's like trying to get me so then like Olivia could like be like more convincing. And that's where like it started to get like really obvious, where it's like really creepy, and we're like, nah, I'm good. I don't want to deal with this. 4 months later, after summer vacation, like we've both met in the labs, and quite literally he comes up to me in the labs, like first thing ever. After saying like hi and what's up, like the first thing he asked was, "Is Olivia still in the program?" Obviously, with like I said with the last episode, like Olivia went like missing because like she's not here anymore. Like even I don't know where she's at. I was like, dude, I don't know. Like screw off, I guess. And then he just like left disappointedly. That was the only thing you wanted to know from me. Like you didn't want to know like how's my summer been, or do you not know like any games I've been playing like over the summer? Like, but even so, like I wouldn't talk to that guy anyway, because like on how like big of a creep he is. Still, you could have asked like any other questions, but you decided to ask first thing ever. Your first and last question, I would say, was about Olivia, whether or not she was still in the program. She obviously isn't, because yeah. No one knows her whereabouts, except only I, but I won't say them, just in case. Because I at least know where she's at, but what she's doing and how she's doing, I don't know. Cause like she was like pretty I think she was like the only one that told me about where she was going. I don't know how she's doing or what she's doing now. So the only thing I know is that she's still okay. So there's that. That already sets up for this year, or at least in this context, like next year, where he still hasn't learned his lesson. Like he's still a creep. Like this guy has not learned how to talk to women, and it's gonna like already gonna bite him like later on. Later on, like 2 weeks later, after like the first day of like second year, he already made like a friend group already, like his own friend group. It's like, oh well, I guess he moved on, I guess, finally. But little did he know that like history is gonna repeat itself due to the same exact way. I had like Jason like talk to me about it, or at least kind of like making fun of him, because like he's always like the fat guy. It's always been like a bragger. He's always been bragging about like, oh, I've done this or I've done that, stuff like that. And I mean, he talks to Jason, one of my friends, and he makes fun of him. And so he was like, oh, I got like this red hair girl's like number and stuff. And that's like the same girl in like in this friend group. And I was like, and I told Jason, like, I already know where this is gonna go. And like the next month, like they stopped hanging out. Like he stopped hanging out with like his friend group. Like the next month, I see him like by himself. And he's been like by himself like throughout the entire like school year. I was like, yep, I already know. I already know what happened. You don't need to explain to me what happened. But it's not just like the red hair girl as well. Like I would like to point out, like it started with like Olivia, right? And then like it went to like some Italian girl that he met like around like January at like some bar. And then like when she like rejected him, it's like, oh, all don't like my dad always says like all women are like really likes a lot of boys. I mean that was like a weird thing to say. But it's like, oh yeah, all women are bad people in like bars and stuff. They're always looking for a lot of guys to be with. I'm like, sure. And then it went back to Olivia, and then went to some red hair girl, and then went to some brown hair girl in Minecraft. He's been on like a journey to find a woman, but unfortunately he has not like learned his lesson. Obviously, you gotta work on yourself. Secondly, you also gotta like know some business, you know? Because I feel like he's like already something straight to the gun, you know? He's always like take 2 steps ahead, but like he's gotta take 1 step at a time, you know? I mean, obviously I don't have a girlfriend. I can't like say, oh, I have experience, but I'm just saying how to socialize with like I don't have a girlfriend, but I know how to socialize, so like, you can't really just say, oh, I like you, go to bed with me. Like that's not how that works. Like you can't have like nap time with her like straight like first day. I mean, but I saw like one of the stupidest thing ever. This is like right after getting rejected. I don't know how many times, but Jason showed me like this Instagram post. Talk about like it's like this girl's like saying like, oh, if you're single, reply to this post and say where you are and what your age is. And I see like in the first thing, it was it was him. It's like, oh, I need to see like the actual post. This is like what? Like I probably wouldn't show like the actual post, but like he actually did post like, oh, I'm still finding signals. I'm still finding someone, and as a desperation, I'm gonna like reply to this post, and hopefully someone texts me back. I haven't heard from Jason about it, but like I think it didn't work out. I mean, even so, he's still up to like his stupid antics again. I think like I said before, like he plagiarizes and stuff with like Olivia, and try to plagiarize me. He was in one of my classes in 4th semester, so like the second half of 2nd semester. It was like a 3D modeling class, and he only showed up for day 1. It didn't show up to any other classes. Like he didn't show up at all. Actually, no, he didn't even show up for day 1. He didn't even show up at all, except for like randomly one day. It's like what like the 4th week of class, and then all he did was like play games on the school computer where like the person could see what he's doing. Like you can see what he's doing. Like, bro, you paid to be here. Well, unless your parents are paying for you, but like, still, you kind of like paid yourself to be here, and the first thing you did was showed up late, and only like the first thing you showed up, only the first like you showed up like fourth week on. Oh my gosh, and it's like the only thing you did was just play games. What are you doing? And then after that, you didn't show up at all until literally the week before exam. I saw on the Discord server as like, hey, does anyone know if like if like the 3D modeling professor has an exam this week or not? I was like, bro, like if you actually did show up to class, I mean, you would know. And obviously no one told him, so who wants to help this guy anyway? Like his reputation's been like down the drain. But it turns out to be next week though, so next week came in. He actually did show up to class, but he was like half an hour late or to an hour late of class. But, you know, he was definitely like an hour late, because I finished like the exam like within an hour. But I was there for at least like 10 minutes. Because I was like one of the first people to like be finished. All he did during that exam was just ask so many questions. It's like, hey, how do I open up the program? It's like, bro, how do you do this? How do I get started? It's like, these are stupid questions, bro. Like, if you actually did show up to class, you would know. Like, you may as well like fail at that point, because like it's embarrassing that like he's just hogging the professor and always asking his stupid questions that like he could have just learned by himself if he showed up to class and actually pay attention. But no, like he's stupid. All he did was play games. I remember at one time, like after like one of our I remember one of our classes ended early, and I went to the labs and I see him skipping class and see him playing games on his laptop. Like, bro, you gotta be kidding me. This guy is definitely gonna. I don't know if he failed or not. I hope he does, cause I don't get to see him. Hopefully, I don't get to see him next year. There was also one really messed up thing he said last year. So obviously, we already know that this guy's like a big creep. Obviously, like I said, like he's like fantasizes a lot. He really likes. He's a really enjoys women a lot. And so like he one day decided to say to like maybe like 2 or 3 people around him that like he just met about like his fantasy about like he was fantasizing about like this bus driver that like he just met or like saw for like 1 second. It's like bro, that bus driver is so hot. I wish I could rap her. And they're like, huh? At least those people are like, huh? They actually like thought that was weird. It's like, what the heck? What do you mean like you wanna like, you know, like do some rapping? But like no, he actually generally said it out loud that he wants to like rap people. That's kind of freaked up to say it in public as well, even especially to like people that you just met. But those people like thought they were joking, but like until I heard word of it, I mean, obviously it didn't really became a joke at all. Once you get to know like the true nature of him, I mean, obviously that ain't no joke, but that's more like a red flag if you ever ask me. One more thing. Man, this is like a bit of like a small thing, but like it kind of shows like a bit of character to him. I remember it was near like when first year was like ending. Olivia, the fat guy, and I went golfing one time. That's not like when like things starting to get like really obvious. Really like this guy was like, I think like saw like her before, like this guy doesn't always want to pay no matter what. So he was like forcing either me or Olivia to pay, and like it ended up Olivia paying, and I kind of felt bad for her. So I was like, okay, hey, maybe next time I'll pay for something else. How about that? And she's like, sure. Because it was a total of like $70, including taxes, by the way. So it was like pretty expensive for golfing. So I felt really bad for her. So I was like, okay, yeah, we'll have like dinner sometime, and I'll get like pay for you if it helped. Obviously she like agreed, and then like while we were golfing, like I was like goofing around. I was like doing like cool trick shots. I was like whacking it hard, and then Olivia found it funny, and then I guess the fat guy found it like he got pretty jealous and tried to do the exact same thing, but it ended up backfiring, and it ended up like whacking Olivia in like the eye, and she got really hurt. He's just like standing there, and he's like, "Huh? What did I do?" I was like, "Crap! Are you okay? Like, are you hurt?" He's like, "Huh? What happened? Huh? Are you hurt?" Like, he wasn't showing like much concern. Like, it's like, man, you knew what you did. Like you see how she's like on the down on the ground, where it's like having her hands on her eye, like tears like coming out. It's like, bro, like you whacked her in the eye, man, and you're acting like you don't care or like didn't notice. Like, dude, what do you think happens? Like, and it's like, okay, I'm alright. I'm like, you sure? And then I just like standing there, just doing absolutely nothing. You like women, yet you don't care about them. I mean, obviously, I didn't like really thought of Olivia as like a girlfriend. Not that I thought like the fat kid as competition. I always thought like everyone was like friends. Like, I mean, I'm a very caring person at the end of the day, so it really concerned me when my friends got hurt. So obviously I was like, oh, it's of course just being a gentleman. You didn't show much care to Olivia, yet you still like her. I showed like more concern to her more than you have. She didn't make a big deal out of it though, so I'm glad she didn't make a big deal out of it though. But like I feel bad a lot of times because like it really was a big deal. Cause like the fat guy is not really like caring for you at all. Like he just didn't really do much. He was just like like 2 meters away from us, just like looking at us, just staring. He's like, what happened, huh? He didn't like run up to you. He's like, bro, you okay? But no, like I ended up just like going up to her. It's like, bro. I mean, like, yeah, like I said, like if I'm gonna be honest, like we should have known like from the very beginning. But unfortunately, I was pretty blinded by friendship. But until like I started to like piece things together, until I'm like, yeah, this guy is definitely not a cool person. Like, I think that's like one of like the real sus things. Like, I didn't heard about like the rapping thing until like this year. Yeah, but this guy is probably gonna do the exact same thing. This guy is definitely not gonna learn his lesson as per usual. I've got like, I don't know. This guy is definitely not a real person. When I see this person, I just ignore him because like I know how much of a weird intent he has like behind him. He's such like a weird person. Just because he seems friendly doesn't mean like or he acts friendly doesn't mean he's like a good person. But he's a pretty notorious person. So let's call this guy like the map. And if you know the slang, you know. But that's what he is. But maybe we'll get like straight ahead on like why he is called that. Why he's called like a PDF file, you know? It honestly started with Mark. It was second semester, first year, and it was Mark, Jason, and the map sitting at the corner. And then obviously like the map just sat there without like, you know, minding Jason and Mark's business, you know, and he just sat next to him because like, yeah, but like they both find him like really annoying, so because like he talks a lot. I remember one time Mark was talking about his daughter to Jason, and then the map, I don't even know what he said because if I knew what I said, like I think I would get really in trouble by saying it anyway. Regardless, I still wouldn't say it. But it was like really messed up. Something about his daughter, about Mark's daughter. As an understanding father, I mean, of course, like Mark like flipped out on him. Like it was a reasonable anger, because like he didn't like flip computers or whatnot. He just gave him the talk. He gave him like an angry talk, you know. It's kind of messed up to say about someone's daughter, man. Like. Yeah, like, you shouldn't say that about, like, real people. I mean, especially when they're, like, children. Yeah, that was the starting point of, like, why he's called that. But he, there were, like, other instances where, like, he kept, like, talking about children. And it was like really weird. I remember I was like kind of like in the labs, I kind of like eavesdropping. I was like, man, this kid should shut the heck up, because I don't want to hear any weird business with him and kids, whatnot. I mean, unfortunately, we don't have any of all this. We don't have like proof, whatnot. But I think eventually, someone's gonna have like the slick idea to like record voices. I mean, that's kind of like maybe illegal, whatnot. But like, he I guess he really likes children, I guess. But let's go off like the annoyances. Like, I remember at one time he had like a very weird interaction with like the PA, where like he was like making like he was being really loud in the lab one day. He was being like he's trying to be like the boss, you know, but the PA there, like with like this PA, like it cycles between like 3 PAs, and like this PA was like the one who like wants like the labs to be quiet. So I was like, hey, can you please like keep it down? So he's like, well, you're not the PA or something like that. He's like, you're not the professor. It's like, well, yes I am. I am the PA, and it literally says my name on the schedule on the outside of the hallway. I mean, you could even like go outside yourself. Yeah, and it's like, okay, you're not the PA. Like, yeah, I am. And he's like, prove it. It's like, what? Like, what the heck do you mean prove it? What do you mean prove that I'm the PA? Like, there's like numerous of evidence that you could see with that he's the PA there. What do you mean prove it? But yeah, I'm not sure what happened afterwards though. But I think it just went to like a downward spiral after that. Like, it didn't really went to his favor at all. Like, I think he just like left instantly. I mean, just like the nerd and like the boss, like he always got to like talk to the professor, you know, like every point, literally every single point that like he that like professors make, like he has to like raise his hand, like says like something afterwards that doesn't really add anything. I remember like one time, like one of our professors, Greg, talked about like a game mechanic that has to do with like good UI and whatnot, and then the map has to like say like, oh, like, well, this game I actually really like, and blah 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 blah, and he headed like Greg's like, can you hurry up? And he's like blah 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 blah. Like he didn't even stop talking. I think he's like a much bigger yapper than I am. I need to take lessons. Actually, no, I don't want to take lessons from him. The second you yap and like someone's like telling you to like hurry up, I mean, at that point, like it's already boring. Like, I think like some people told me that, so I'm also on the same boat as well. People better not tell me to like hurry up with my yap sessions at this point. You may as well just turn the video to like ×2 speed at that point. Yeah, this guy really likes to talk a lot. But I mean, even so, even if he's talking to the professors, like he's also like playing games in class as well. It's just same way as like the fat kid does. Well, like literally, he's always like playing Doom in class. I remember like Antonio's like, "Who's playing Doom in class?" I was like, "Oh, well, sorry, that was me. Oopsies, it was me. That was literally him." It's like, bro, you just ratted yourself out. I wouldn't even say anything. Like, on top of that as well, besides like playing games, like he shows up late to class every time, and what he does, like his presence is already like a disturbance. The second like he walks into it, he just stands there at the door like awkwardly. He's just staring at everyone, and he's like, "Hi guys," and then he just like sits down finally for like 5 minutes. I don't know if that's being introvert or being weird. Like, I don't know. Like, this happens like consistently. This has been a consistent thing. Showing up late to class and just playing games in class, being really annoying to the professors. Like, you really shouldn't like even show up to class at that point if you're going to show up late to class. The only thing you do is play games, be annoying. Like, you're kind of paying yourself to just do nothing at that point. Like, you may as well just stay home and play games. But at least he's a part-timer, which means he doesn't have like as much course load as like a full-time student that has. Like full-time has like 5 or 6, and like part-time is like 1 or 2 courses per semester. So thankfully, not gonna see him at all, but probably will see him because like he's been like he's been trying to make a name for himself. He's been always out there, you know, like talking to like a bunch of random people. Like he's basically like everywhere. Like I remember one time, me and my friend Rylan were just like in the lab, just used like the college computers, and then like we were walking to the bus station, and then we saw the map there, just sitting there. It looks like he was just waiting for us because it looked like he knew we were there, and we had like. We both took like separate routes just to avoid him because like we know what he's going up to, so we just avoided. Everyone like avoids like interacting with the guy. So there's also like a bit extra detail I would like to add. Like it was also like a subtle hint that I've kind of like didn't caught on, but I remember my friend Elisa start of like very first day, first year, said that like, oh, I talked to the map. This was before the sauce. A few weeks later, it's like, hey, how's the map doing? It's like, oh, we're not friends anymore. He's a bit of an interesting person, I would add. And that was like, that should have been like a hit I could have gone. Like, I'm kind of sorry that I didn't caught that at least. Because like he's also not only into like kids, but he also trying to get like some older ones, you know. Rylan told me like this one moment he had like in class. It was like really quiet during that time in class. Everyone was paying attention in class, and then obviously the map shows up late to class. He made some disturbance in class, like, hi guys, stuff like that, the usual business. And then scans through, but it's like, of all the seats he could have picked, he sat like next to like this girl in class. Nothing happens afterwards for the next like 3 minutes until like later on you like hear him like say, "Hey, do you want to go get coffee after class?" And this whispering. It was like normal talk. Like everyone could hear this guy talking. Like people could hear this guy talk. Like, bro. And then she's like, nah, I'm good, thank you. It's like, what? Come on. It's like he doesn't take no as an answer. Like she had to like say no like a couple of times. He tries to ask her out like a few times in class, but like it didn't work out. Plus everyone knows. But I mean, even so, like he's still mostly notoriously known for with his children antics. So that's the like the only thing like people know him about. Him being incredibly weird and trying to like get near women. Like he's more known for being the map. I don't even know if I want to talk about the next guy or not, cause like every time when I think about this guy, it really like scratches my head a lot. Cause like it's so confusing, but I understand that it is what it is. I kind of made a wrong move on my end. But at the same time, it bothers me if this person's once again real. I know I keep on saying this, that like, is this person real? Is this person real? Like, I don't believe these people are real at all. Like if you were in my position, like, and if you're like a normal person and you were in my my class, you would 100% believe that these people are not real people. I'm not sure if I want to talk about this person or not, cause I know word is already spreading out. But at the same time, I'm kind of like directly involved with the thing, so I still have like a right to say, because like I won't talk about like other people's businesses, but if I'm like directly involved with something, then yes, I can talk about it. Let's call this guy the comedian, because he's a really funny person. Let me just like figure my brain, because like when I think about this guy, like it hurts my brain a lot, because like it kind of hurted my feelings that like when you had someone you trusted a lot, I mean, and then all of a sudden it kind of gets betrayed. I mean, it hurts. Where do I begin? Because like these probably won't be in chronological order. There might be some backtracking here and there. Let's just start from the very beginning. Near the middle of second year on third semester, like in the middle of that, like I've met this girl. And I'm just gonna only mention her existence and probably what is relevant to the information. I've met this girl in the middle of third semester. And obviously we kind of got along because I helped her with her studies, because that's what she was struggling the most, and I helped her pass at the very least. But beforehand, the comedian was trying to get close to her. Like, there have been like 2 separate occasions. One was like pretty weird. The second one was like okay. It was like on day 1 where he was like trying to ask her to like join the group when, you know, he could have just mind her own business. You know, like she's just doing her own thing. You know, it's just day 1. We're all relaxing. I mean, she doesn't really like know anyone, so I mean, and he's like, no, I'm fine. I don't want to talk to people, stuff like that. I was like, all right. And then the second encounter was like, it was a short one. It was like him holding like the door for her because they're both taking like the same path, and like yeah, she didn't really like say anything and just like stormed off. So it's kind of like a bit of like the same situation as I had with like Olivia and the fat guy. I guess he tried to be friends with her, didn't work out. Again, and then when I got became for her, it kind of got to light, I guess. And then like I remember I was talking to Grayson about like how I met the girl and stuff. I was like, oh man, like I kind of feel bad for her. She went through some stuff. Conveniently, like the comedian was there. Obviously, it was like eavesdropping. He was like, oh, you guys. Like, he just, like, popped out, like, I remember this moment, because, like, it'll come back soon, I will say. I was looking at Grace and was like, okay, may as well just tell him. Because this is, like, before, like, we kind of, like, trusted this guy. This is, like, before, like, I knew, like, before, like, what his goal was. So I was like, yeah, I'll just may as well share some information. I only told him, like, a bit, because, like, of course, like, it's her privacy after all. I respect her privacy, but it's, like, I don't want to tell too much. I'll just tell him, like, just some basic information. And then, like, he took it, like, literally. Because, like, I'll say it, like, it's, like, she had to deal with, like, some creep last year. With, like, she had to, like, be in a group work with, like, some creep. But also remember this moment, because, like, the creep would also be mentioned as well. So I kind of gave, like, some basic the basic right now. So, guy tried talking to woman, didn't work. I talked to woman, worked. He knows. And then took the opportunity to like get close to her when I was talking to like me and my friend Grayson, and then I've kind of talked about like a bit about her story, but it should have been private though. I shouldn't be like talking to it. Like I really thought like people will just like, you know, kind of like mind their business as like usually like people do in labs. I mean like that's how you like treat a conversation. Like, you know, if you see like two people like talking, you're not in like in their conversation. Like obviously you shouldn't be like hopping in, but yeah, like I said, remember this moment. Unfortunately, telling him about her was probably the worst mistake ever. Because let's start from like maybe okay. So one thing I've told the comedian about was she doesn't like loud people, and for the comedian, let me tell you why he's so funny, alright? Like, he's like the loud equals funny kind of guy, you know? Like, he does like, oh, I'm loud and I'm funny. That kind of idea. Like, you see, like, that makes me jump for joy and, makes me giggle and, you can kind of see, like, what I mean. Like, he's like the loud equals funny kind of guy. And it's like, bro, you're kind of like a loud person. Like, obviously, she's not gonna like that. It's like, I can be quiet. Sure. They ain't gonna work, but like, I will say throughout like the entire like semester, because that's when like actions start to like get in like the 4th semester. Like that's what like every single interaction has not been a good one, or at least she ignores him. Like he's always like super loud near her and like being really annoying, and I honestly, maybe I could have said something. Maybe could have stood up a bit more, but yeah, every single interaction has always been like a loud one, and it's always been like really annoying. It kind of leads to like my next point, where it's like all of its interactions with her has always been around me. He really likes to third wheels a lot. Yeah, I remember one time I was at the bench with her. She had like a headache and a stomach ache, and she was just resting on my lap, and I was trying to give her comfort. And he starts walking towards us. Instead of going to the lab, he walked towards us and starts talking and being really loud once again. And like and I told this guy like, hey, can you like go to the lab and like, you know, get your work done? And he kept him talking. I'm like, this guy, man. Fortunately, Luke was there. My friend Luke. He like also walked up and he kind of saw what was going on. It's like, oh, I see. I was like, yeah, we should head to the lab. It's like, okay, sure. And like, well, thanks, Luke. Like, he read the room perfectly, but unfortunately the comedian could not. I guess he was also trying to be funny, I guess. There was also another time during the labs, I was helping her with her homework one time. One of our group works, we had to do a peer evaluation thing, and you get graded for like evaluating on your teammates. And obviously, I had to do that before the end of the day, or else I get screwed over. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do my peer evaluation thing. And then he was eavesdropping, like, oh, I gotta see this. And then he comes like strolling his chair towards us, like, bro, who the frick are you? Who the what? Like he just like self-inserted himself into the conversation between her and I. And I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna ignore this guy. And then he didn't like really like talk to me. Like, he ended up like trying to talk to her is the thing. My friends that were also in the lab, by the way, like kind of like saw it happening. They got like front row seat. They didn't like interact, and they're just like watching. That's obviously understandable. And then he kept like talking, and she's like being uncomfortable. She's like, okay, yeah, and she's like not even looking at him. And he kept on like, I don't know, like saying stuff. It was basically just once again not minding his own business. Like he like the comedian has like his own like habit of like not minding his own business. Like I've seen this guy like self-insert like himself into like other conversations that truly doesn't like include him. Like I remember one time, like I know one of my friend groups was like talking about like a new character in Marvel Rivals. They were definitely like sipping for her, and then he just like came in there and was like, what are you guys talking about this character? I guess there was like another time, but I don't remember what they were talking. I don't remember like what the other time was, but I know it was happening like another time as well. And I saw it happen to like another group, like they were just talking, and then he just like joined in the conversation, I guess. And then obviously they're like, who the heck is this guy? I'm also trying not to like be a bit angry about this. Like I'm also like being calm, but it is what it is. There's some people you can and can't trust with information, which will spiral down. Yeah, like I said, still remember about the creep. Still remember. There's also like the other time, like we had to do like a presentation or a group work at the end of semester, and one thing that the lady did that she did was like the title screen, because she's an artist. Her art is very professional, I would say. Even though like she says like it's like bad. I mean, I would disagree. And he kept on like talking about it. It's like, hey, can we get a bit more about the title screen? It's like, hey, can we see the title screens? Like, bro, like we need to move on with our presentation. We can't move like I know that like we had a few problems with the group work, but still going on with like with her and stuff. It's like but yeah, like my friend DJ says, like he doesn't like read the room, you know. He doesn't like understand that like, yeah, she doesn't want to get close to him, and I don't think he seems to understand that. Like some people want to, you know, do their own thing. I'm not asking everyone in my class to like play Arcane Odyssey with me, you know. You don't see me like just telling everyone to play Arcane Odyssey. I also kind of like, do you want people to respect my own business? I will respect other people's business. It's not like I'm always like putting myself into everyone else's life, you know. Their life is not your life. Like if I see a girl, if I like a girl and like she likes another guy, then I respect it. It is what it is. She likes another person, I like her, but she doesn't like me back. It's the same way as like that, you know. Like you gotta like respect the boundaries. that's like an unspoken rule. Well, yeah. Let's go talk about like the creep again. So being the loud guy he is, like he's a pretty funny person. Since like ever since he knew about like the woman in her getting like getting creeped on, like the creeper. He like kept on like talking about it. I'm just like, okay, I get it, and yeah, it is a bad thing, but you shouldn't be mentioning it like all the time. But I didn't do this, but like unfortunately I got some information from a few friends saying like, oh, so and this guy literally just said that, oh yeah, the lady had a creep. It's like, what? Who told you that? It's like, oh, that guy's what? This guy's actually snitching. This guy's turning a private, like, something that's been like, I wouldn't say dealt with like with like a good ending, I will say. But it's been like people backed off, done with, like no one should be like, but he kept on like talking about it, and like it's gone to the point where like some people like who aren't in it like starting to know. Like I remember when I first met Rylan, but we were like chatting and stuff, like, oh, he's like that creep, right? It's like, bro. And then good thing Rylan doesn't know, but he's like, oh, he's like, you know, it's like the creep, right? He's like, bro, you serious right now? And I literally like I had to like talk to this guy like after I texted him like after, like, bro, can you like not joke about him? Like, bro, you gotta be kidding me. Like, yeah, seriously? What I've been trying to say here is, maybe don't be the good guy, I guess, because like maybe being too good is like also like trying to be bad at the same time. Like the only reason why I told Grayson is literally because like we're really close friends, and like he doesn't like say a bunch of like crap about my life to like everyone else like that, you know. and then another time, like he didn't even learn the next time, where he's like he literally told like some other guy in his group about the creep again, and then he literally like said it out loud. He's like, oh, you were right about the creep. And then like during that day, like the lady was having a really bad day, and then she stormed off because of that. And he's like, oh, why did she storm off? It's like, bro, you're deafblind, stupid, and you're a monkey for that. I just felt like crap afterwards, because it's like, ugh, you gotta be kidding me, bro. This guy has no self-awareness. This guy doesn't even know what he's doing. This guy's making he's making the problem worse. And he's like, oh, I can be quiet. I'm better than the creep. Like he is fully aware about both the fat guy and the he's both aware about like the fat guy and the creep. Like shouldn't that be like already be like a lesson? Like you're not doing you're not doing anything better than those two right now. So yeah, like he ended up just like upsetting her. I mean, it was kind of like partly my fault at like the start, because like the day I made her a bit angry because it was my fault. But it was like the final nail to the coffin, basically. It kind of really said a lot. How little he cares about like about her, even though he's like, oh, I want to get close to her, I want to be friends with her, and at the same time he's like hurting her and annoying her. It's like no matter what you do, you're just hurting her. But it's like I kind of forgot about like the whole ordeal, because like I didn't talk to this guy for like the past like 11 weeks, because he was like showing like some obvious signs like at the start of like the first 3 weeks, about because like he was like really being stupid, and I got pissed off. Then I was like, okay, I'm not gonna go near this guy. And then like afterwards, like the same thing happened again. He's like a very open person. He's very open about his trauma, about his sad backstory. I guess that's also the reason why he does this. Like, he doesn't care about himself as much as he doesn't care about others, I guess. That's my assumption. That's the way that I see it. If you're just openly always talking about like your troubles and stuff, and you don't feel insecure about that, you're also not going to feel insecure about talking about other people's problems as well. Like, I know one of my friends, Dawson, share like his backstory, but he didn't like says it to everyone else like he does. The comedian always talks about like, you know, when Dawson's always brought up, you know, he kind of like mentions most of the time. I'm just like, okay, yeah, I get it. Like I won't go into details what is. Like, yeah, I get it. Like, you don't really need to like keep mentioning it every time. Like, It even includes like maybe some people that aren't involved as well. Like I think Rylan was there as well. I don't think Ilias was like paying attention. It's like way too open with like stuff like this. I honestly do feel like cause of that I don't feel like he actually cares about anyone, even though he says like he's a very thoughtful person. Like I hope like next year like maybe like he needs to read the room more, understand people, like even though like all the people in our class, all the socialites, ha ha ha, like we're all a bunch of like introverts, Even so, like the signs should be obvious, I would say. Even if it takes 4 months to notice, it should be obvious. I mean, that's why my friends never really like approach her when she's like around her and I, cause they know that like we both should have like some alone time with each other, and yeah, that's why they're good friends. They're like, yeah, they should be we should give them some time, because like, oh, we should like this is during the time when they're like trying to like ship me and stuff, so I'm like, no, this is never gonna happen, bro. I don't believe it, and I don't plan on like asking her out, so even if she does like me, I would still say no. In the same way as like if I get rejected, I would still respect it. But it's like, it's also like a one other weird thing that like it kind of makes the comedian like less approachable. Like a very like touchy person, I would say. Like he like sensually touches people, and I'm not sure if he's a gay or not, but he definitely does seem really gay. Like the way he touches people is like, ugh. Like I know like at one time like I was in the lab and I was like, bro, this sucks. I was like looking at like a pile of code. I'm like, I hate this. And then I was with Grayson during time. We were like chatting. We were like fun stuff. And then he just randomly just like hugged me. I was like, bro, don't do that. And he hugged me again. He's like, don't stop. I ended up just being a little bit physical there. I didn't want to push my anger because I'm like a ticking time bomb. Like my entire anger has been being built up from all the rage games I've been playing. Like I've kind of learned to just be chill. I choose not to be angry about like stuff like this. People who really like kind of want to tick me off probably will work eventually, but getting back to like all the touchy stuff, like that's what kind of like makes me a little bit worried. I mean, I kind of forgot he did that because like 8 weeks later he did the exact same thing. He did to like first thing to like my friend Robert. He was really uncomfortable, but he kind of like laughed it off because he's a bit of an introvert. Unfortunately, he did another one talk to me about it like afterwards, and I was like, okay, man, like maybe you should have said something like, yeah, you probably should stand up for yourself. Because during that time, I was helping like Luke, and it was happening like behind me, so I wasn't looking behind my back. But he moved on to Ilias, and he like saw that happen, and he's like, bro, if you touch me one more time, if you touch me, I will freaking deck you. Like I've seen Ilias like fight. This guy would actually like nuke someone to the ground. This guy, despite being like like the same height as me, he would freaking like nuke someone in the ground. Like I wouldn't want to mess with him. I wouldn't want to frick with him. He's like, okay, man. Like I don't have the same amount of voice as Ilias does. But for me, I'm kind of like in a calmer kind of way, I guess. I tell people to back off. I take it like one step at a time to a point where I pull out a gun, I don't know, there's been like a lot of examples, a lot of instances that happened with like a lot of times with like third wheeling, including with Grayson as well. Like he also like third wheel Grayson and his girlfriend as well. I just really don't know. Like he was fully aware about like Fat Guy and the creep and the map. Was aware about the previous scripts beforehand, but he still ended up just becoming one. The warnings were there and he didn't take it. When I was doing the pure evaluation, that's when like people like noticed. I didn't even say anything because like my friends were like watching like him trying to like talk to her and stuff, and obviously that didn't really like work out that much. And then like right afterwards, the next day, like people were like talking about it to me, and I was like, yeah, I see what you guys mean. It's like that's when I started like connecting the dots, where it's like, yeah, this guy, I don't think this guy's cool anymore. It's just like people like that are like, they just understand. Because like I get like a lot of tension on me, people have like got their eyes on me. I do stand out a lot. Like I do get like a lot of attention. I don't need to say much. when people like that try to do that in front of me, I mean, they're obviously going to see that, and you'll be like, yeah, this guy's not cool. Like, you may argue like it's just them being like introverted, but like months of just doing this, of just thinking I'm gonna get this girl to like me, but at the end of the day, it just hurts her even more. Like, maybe people like in this program just only see like women as a prize to get instead of just a friend. Yeah, there honestly could have been a lot more things I could have said about him, but like I'll just keep it there as of now. Any bigger deals later on, I might mention it like in later episodes, but I guess I don't know. Like, I'm not sure if I explain it correctly or not, because like it does give me a massive headache when I talk about it, because like I know I can't last for like 5 minutes talking to like my friends about it, because like it generally does give me a headache. I will like try to correct myself during editing maybe, or if I actually did gotta correct then. Yeah, but still it really kind of does hurt to like try to talk about this.